This video is about the Minecraft YouTube series Unstable Universe made by Paradox2, Wemmbu, and Spoke is here. This video is just a recap and I strongly advise you go watch the original video and check out the original creators. Everything will be linked in the description. The video starts with Spoke showing up at Jamato P's base claiming the server is in danger. Spoke then shows Jamato a glitched diamond set he accidentally obtained, each piece containing all types of protection. Jamato tells him that obtaining all types of protection on a single armor piece used to be possible in an older version of Minecraft, and that there were more strange things happening on the server. All Spoke needed to do was jump down to see the rest. After jumping down, Spoke is met with a collection of Minecraft glitches that Jamato has been overseeing. They both agreed to find out why these glitches are coming back from older versions, and for that they would need lots of resources. So Spoke heads to the end to obtain a shulker box as he would need it for a duplication glitch. In the end, Spoke meets a player named Wemmbu, and their interaction is mostly pointless until Wemmbu suspiciously asks where Spoke got his armor set, which was another glitched armor set that Jamato let Spoke use. Spoke covers up by saying he grinded for it that same day, and he then changes the topic as to what Wemmbu was doing in the end. Wemmbu then shows Spoke a shulker full of elytra, clarifying what he was doing before leaving. After spending a while in the end, Spoke manages to gather all the materials he needs to craft a shulker box. Back in the overworld, he meets with Jamato to try out the dupe glitch, which it ends up working. They decide the first glitch they should test was the portal slicer, which removes a part of the nether portal whilst keeping it active. After some time and some duping later, they have everything they need to start testing these old glitches, except for a good place to hide them. Using some of the riches they duped, they hire a player named Squiddo to build huge buildings, ones that players would never want to break into, and these buildings end up getting called the 5 Great Wonders. Inside of these buildings, Spoke and Jamato start working on the portal splicer, even though the builders are still working on the exterior. After they finish building, Jamato advises Spoke to wait until nobody else is online before testing it, but Spoke eagerly tries it early, crashing the server. After they both log on, Spoke suggests he go check on the builders to make sure they weren't suspicious of them, and Jamato agrees. Upon surfacing, Spoke sees Squiddo next to a spliced portal, where Squiddo begins questioning it. Spoke manages to play it off and says he doesn't know why that happened, and he then accidentally, in quotations, breaks the portal and retreats into the building. He reports to Jamato saying that it worked, but Jamato seems confused since that wasn't the way the glitch worked, as normally the portal would have to be connected to the machine. Jamato then suggests they lay low for the time being and test smaller glitches, since that easily could have blown their cover. Spoke's first mission was to obtain a glitched crossbow that had multi-shot and piercing on it, which normally are incompatible enchants. Spoke looks inside the public raid farm for the crossbow and is unsuccessful in finding it, so he decides to call it and check inside the raid farm every time he completes a glitch, since it was a 1 in 400,000 chance. Spoke makes his way into the next wonder, marking his second glitch base. He gets to work before Jamato even shows up, doing a simple glitch to obtain an uncraftable tipped arrow. He puts the glitched arrow into an item frame and moves on to the next glitch, which was another dupe glitch, although this one did not end up working. Afterwards, he tries getting bottles to be in a stack of over 64, but this glitch also fails. After the glitch failed, he went to check the raid farm again, where he found the glitched crossbow after searching for quite a bit. Jamato then shows up to the second base, where Spoke showcases all the items he's managed to glitch so far. Jamato then shows Spoke another glitch they can use to illegally stack totems. Spoke pulls off this glitch and manages to stack 85 totems onto each other. They both agree that they don't want people finding out about their stash, since there is an in-game feature where people can use to their advantage to find block entities like chests and ender chests that are within render distance. Their solution was to interview and hire 5 protectors for the 5 wonders, 1 for each wonder. The 5 players they ended up hiring were Dirapshu, Fance, Jumper Who, Rochambeau Games, and Wemmbu. During the interviews, Spoke asked each candidate to show one skill they have, however Wembu's skill was different than any of the other candidates. Wemmbu had an orbital cannon, which can blow up any location with thousands of TNT at will. After they hired the protectors, Jamato calls Spoke over to the third glitch stash to show him another glitch. This glitch was able to take away the data from blocks, and Jamato demonstrated by removing the book from an enchanting table, making an ender chest invisible, and making a wither skeleton skull invisible. Afterwards, Spoke asked about the next glitch they will be doing. Jamato warns him that this next glitch will be on the bigger side and they'll have to be careful as to not get caught. Jamato tells Spoke to gather some mobs for the glitch and to bring them to the 4th wonder. After Spoke gathered all the mobs, he used an older glitch to make the mobs weaponless and brought them to the 4th wonder. Jamato shows up and explains that the glitch will use end transportation to dupe the mobs, however Spoke will have to build a section inside of the end for it to work. After Spoke heads through the portal, he quickly finds the materials that Jamato left for him in the end, a dupe stash inside one of the obsidian pillars. As Spoke starts checking out the shulkers and materials, suddenly a voice starts talking to Spoke. It was Wemmbu, sitting on the surface. Wemmbu clearly knew of the stash and was suspicious of Spoke. To get rid of the dupe stash, Wemmbu re-summons the Ender Dragon, which replaces all of the obsidian pillars as well, deleting all of the shulker boxes Jamato had placed there. As Spoke begins surfacing, Wemmbu continues asking what Spoke was working on, but Spoke never talks. After Wemmbu keeps instigating, Spoke eventually starts trying to kill Wemmbu. Wemmbu is laughing and not taking him seriously for a few seconds before getting fed up and fighting back. Wemmbu almost instantly pops his totem and Spoke begins to run away. He escapes into the outer end islands where he eventually loses Wemmbu before returning to the main end island, killing the dragon and escaping the end. Spoke decided that no matter what, he wanted to kill Wemmbu for messing up his plans, although Spoke acknowledged that if Jamato found out about any of this, he would quit working with Spoke. Attempting to keep the whole thing a secret from Jamato, Spoke decides that he needs to build the world terror that Jamato showed Spoke in the beginning of the video in order to kill Wemmbu. Back at Spoke's base, Jamato shows up and asks Spoke what happened in the end. Spoke brushes it off and says that they should break every end portal, that way players don't find out about the mob dupe glitch. Jamato seems to have a problem with this, as he mentions cutting off the end dimension from the rest of the server is doing more harm than good. Spoke mentions that they would be the saviors of the server, as pulling off this glitch would cause other players to look up to them. Jamato then accuses Spoke of attempting to play God, and if he really wants to save the server, to bring everything back to how it used to be before they started using these exploits. Spoke says how they can't stop now and how they need to build the World Terror, the machine capable of giving overpowered items that normally aren't obtainable. Jamato claims that that was never what he was there for, and that he's quitting while he still can, suggesting that Spoke should do the same. However, Spoke decides that he's going through with it, one way or another. Spoke makes his way to the Fifth Wonder, and he begins constructing the machine, and after experimenting for hours, he manages to summon a command block. After Spoke spends time summoning multiple other items, he heads back to his base to find Jamato waiting for him there. Jamato tries talking some sense into Spoke, saying that if he had those items, anyone could use them just as he could, ruining the server forever. Spoke offers to destroy all the machines but keep the items. However, they were unable to come to an agreement, but suddenly Spoke realizes something. Spoke remembers Squiddo, one of the builders from earlier, was wearing a set of armor with certain trims on them, and that was the illegal armor that he borrowed from Jamato. Spoke leaves his base as fast as possible and runs to the stash that he originally kept the armor set in. He was relieved to find that the armor was still there, until Wemmbu broke into the box and started questioning Spoke about what this place was. Ultimately, it broke out into a fight of Wemmbu trying to get all the items inside the stash whilst also trying to kill Spoke. After some fighting, and Wemmbu breaking the helmet and boots of the netherite armor set, Spoke manages to get away. It cuts to Spoke preparing to destroy all 5 of the wonders with an orbital cannon that he built. It seemed his solution to stop everyone from getting these overpowered items was to destroy the very places he hid everything. While Spoke is preparing, Jamato breaks inside through the wall. Jamato begins saying that Spoke's plan to blow everything up is just going to cause a beginning and not an ending. Eventually, Jamato says that he just wanted to come to say goodbye, and that he doesn't want to be in this next chapter of whatever will happen after the button is pressed. Spoke offers to even destroy the items if it means Jamato stays with him, but at this point, Jamato's mind is made up.
I don't know what else to say, but I guess if this is goodbye...
If this is it, we've got one thing left to do before I go. You've built it right here.